A giantess once walked across the sea and built temples from stone. Also the Maltese say. But this is just the beginning of Malta's incredible story. But that's not the only legend buried in Malta's rocky soil. This tiny island, smaller than most cities, once defied an empire that stretched across 3 continents. Picture this, an island so small you could drive across it in less than an hour. Yet it became the stage for one of history's most epic battles. How did just 700 knights and a few thousand locals stop 40,000 Ottoman invaders? And what kind of place gives rise to warriors, giants, and secrets older than the pyramids? Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll not only get the answer, you'll never see Malta the same way again. From ancient temples and heroic battles to sun-drenched coastlines and unique traditions, Malta is packed with wonders. So don't blink. This is Nations of the World. Like, subscribe, and let us know which country should we explore next. Malta isn't just one island. It's an archipelago in the heart of the Mediterranean, strategically positioned just south of Sicily and north of Libya. This location has made Malta a crossroads of civilizations for millennia. Every major power that controlled the Mediterranean wanted Malta. The islands sit on what geologists call the Malta-Sicily Ridge, formed millions of years ago when Africa and Europe collided. The 3 main islands are Malta, Gozo and Comino. But there are also several uninhabited islands: Cominoto, Filfla, St. Paul's Islands, Manuel Island, and Fungus Rock. Its strategic location has made it a key naval crossroads between Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East for thousands of years. Capital Valletta, one of Europe's smallest and sunniest capitals. Size just 316 square kilometers, about 122 square miles. To put that in perspective, that's smaller than Philadelphia, yet it houses over 500,000 people, making it one of the most densely populated countries in Europe. The population density is staggering. Over 1,500 people per square kilometer. That's more crowded than most major cities. Malta enjoys a warm Mediterranean climate with hot, dry summers and mild winters, perfect for sun seekers and history lovers alike. From ancient harbors to azure beaches, its rocky coastline has been a crossroads of civilizations for thousands of years. Legend says a giantess once carried her baby across the sea, stone by stone, building temples older than the pyramids. But behind the myth lies one of the oldest civilizations in Europe. Malta's story begins in Ggantija cave, where evidence shows people lived here as early as 5,900 BCE. These early settlers didn't just survive. They built some of the world's oldest freestanding stone structures, like the Ggantija temples and Hagar Qim, long before Stonehenge. And speaking of ancient surprises, this kicks off our new series, History Got It Wrong, where we uncover the myths and misconceptions hiding in plain sight, even in places like Malta. As centuries passed, Phoenician traders arrived, drawn by Malta's strategic spot in the heart of the Mediterranean. Then came the Carthaginians, followed by the mighty Romans, who brought roads, baths, and new religion. In fact, according to tradition, Paul the Apostle was shipwrecked here in 60 CE, bringing Christianity to the island, a faith that still shapes its culture today. After the fall of Rome, Malta saw new rulers, Byzantines, Arabs, and eventually the Normans of Sicily. Each left a mark. Arabic influenced the language, while European knights would soon leave fortresses behind. In 1530, Malta was handed to the Knights of St. John, elite warrior monks tasked with defending Christendom. Their greatest test came in 1565 during the Great Siege, when thousands of Ottoman troops tried to take the island. Against all odds, the Knights and Maltese held out, a victory that stunned Europe. Centuries later, Napoleon briefly took Malta, but it was the British who would rule the longest, from 1814 to 1964. During World War II, Malta was bombed relentlessly, enduring over 3,000 air raids because of its vital position in the Mediterranean. But the island never surrendered. The entire population stood firm with such extraordinary courage that King George VI awarded the George Cross to the nation, the only country ever to receive it as a whole. That symbol of collective bravery still shines proudly on Malta's flag today. After the war, Malta stepped into its future. It gained independence in 1964, became a republic in 1974, and joined the European Union in 2004. Today it stands as a cultural crossroads, ancient yet modern, small yet fiercely proud. And the name Malta, most believe it comes from the Phoenician word malet, meaning shelter or haven, a perfect name for an island that has weathered invasion, storm and siege, and still stands tall. Malta's flag tells a story of courage. On the left, white for peace. On the right, red for the blood spilled in defence. And in the top left corner, a tiny medal, as we mentioned earlier, the George Cross, awarded by the British King for Malta's extraordinary bravery during World War II, still appears on the national flag today. Another iconic symbol you'll see across Malta is the Maltese cross, an 8-pointed emblem linked to the Knights of St. John, who shaped much of Malta's history and identity. National flower, the Maltese centauri, found nowhere else on Earth. National animal, the pharaoh hound, one of the oldest domesticated dog breeds in the world. It's known in Maltese as Kelb Tal Fennec, the rabbit dog. These dogs were so prized that they were often given as gifts to pharaohs and nobles. They're known for their unique ability to blush when excited. Beyond knights and sieges, Malta is a land of myth. They say the cart ruts etched into the stone were made by chariots of gods or aliens. These cart ruts are found nowhere else on Earth. They're carved deep into solid limestone, yet no one knows how or why they were made. Others say the silent temples hold forgotten knowledge, built by beings from before the flood. The temples contain acoustic chambers that amplify whispers into booming voices. Were they designed for ancient rituals we can no longer understand? Some researchers believe the temples were aligned with celestial events. Ancient astronomers tracking the movements of stars and planets. Every village has its own patron saint. Every feast comes with fireworks louder than thunder, and every generation adds to the stories passed down in the narrow limestone streets. Malta has no rivers, little farmland, and limited natural resources, and yet its economy thrives. Tourism, shipping, film production, financial services, and digital innovation are its lifeblood. More recently, Malta has become a global hub for blockchain and cryptocurrency companies, embracing cutting-edge technologies to boost its economy. Despite its small size, Malta enjoys one of the highest GDP per capita rates in the Mediterranean region. Malta's economy has transformed from agriculture and fishing to become a modern financial and technology hub, attracting businesses from around the world. Malta's strategic location makes it a natural hub for Mediterranean shipping. Massive container ships dock here daily. Many Hollywood blockbusters have been filmed here, including Gladiator, Troy, and Game of Thrones scenes. The film industry brings millions to Malta's economy. The island's diverse landscapes can double for ancient Rome, medieval Europe, or exotic locations. Malta also attracts foreign students learning English, one of its official languages. Over 80,000 international students study in Malta each year. They come for the English language education and Mediterranean lifestyle. Malta has two official languages, Maltese and English. Maltese is a rare Semitic language written in the Latin alphabet with deep Arabic roots and Italian influence. You can hear the Arabic influence in everyday Maltese words. Kelb means dog, kalb means heart, words that echo across the Mediterranean from Malta to Morocco. Maltese is the only Semitic language written in Latin script. It's a living bridge between East and West, Arab and European cultures. Religion is deeply rooted. Roman Catholicism is practiced by the vast majority. Maltese culture is a fascinating blend of Mediterranean warmth and Arabic influences, reflecting its rich history of conquest and coexistence. Malta has one of the highest concentrations of churches in the world. Religious festivals, or festas, are the heartbeat of Maltese culture. Malta has over 360 churches, more than one for every day of the year. Each village festa features elaborate fireworks displays that can be seen from space. Churches are everywhere, one for nearly every day of the year. Each village festa features elaborate fireworks displays that light up the entire island. The tradition dates back centuries. So, how did Malta stop an empire with stone, steel, faith and fire? The Knights brought European military engineering. The Arabs contributed agricultural wisdom. The British added administrative systems, a tiny island that became a wall between East and West, where legends walk among ruins and every scar tells a story. Today, Malta stands as a testament to the power of resilience, a small nation that refused to be conquered, absorbed or forgotten. That's Malta, one of the most legendary lands in the Mediterranean, from prehistoric temples to medieval fortresses, from Ottoman sieges to Hollywood blockbusters. Malta has always punched above its weight. Question for you, according to Maltese legend, who was said to have built the ancient temples of Malta? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe, like and share, and next week we're going tropical, where music, mountains and magic come together. Can you guess where? Malta's story is far from over. This tiny island continues to surprise the world just as it has for thousands of years. What other small nations have shaped world history in ways you never imagined? Stay tuned to find out. Last week's quiz answer: what is the native Polynesian language spoken in Niue? The native Polynesian language is WWII. Did you get it right? From ancient giantesses to modern filmmakers, from Ottoman sieges to European Union membership, Malta continues to punch above its weight on the world stage. This tiny island nation proves that size doesn't determine significance. Sometimes the smallest places hold the biggest stories. What other hidden gems are waiting to be discovered? What other small nations have shaped our world in ways we never imagined? The journey continues. Stay curious.